Hello there and a very good afternoon. You're with Lunchtime News. I am Dasani Athad for News First, and let's start off with a look at your headlines. Threat of floods owing to the overspill of Kalandia River no more. Water which submerged houses recedes, people move back into their homes. Measures to reissue examination result certificates in place of those which were destroyed by the weather. A Pakistani aircraft carrying aid for those affected by the floods arrived at the island this morning. The duty manager at the Khatnak International Airport said that a C-130 aircraft of the Pakistani Air Force arrived in the island around 10:45 this morning. Following the conclusion of an event to be held this evening, the supplies that were brought will be distributed among those affected around the island.
Have you ever faced an impossible choice? Like having to choose between medicine or food for your family? Or which one of your children to give the only life vest to?
Millions of people are faced with impossible choices like these every day.
Every day we receive more news, more footage, more facts, and it's hard to know what to do.
But there is an answer. This May, the first ever World Humanitarian Summit is happening.
The Capital Maharaja organization is proud to be the only Sri Lankan company to be represented at the world's first UN World Humanitarian Summit.
Now on to a local story. The Department of Irrigation says that the floods surrounding the Kalandia River has receded completely. The water which overflowed from the Kalandia River has gone reduced to 3.6 feet, much below the flood level. The Department of Irrigation says that floodwaters surrounding the banks of the Kalandia River has started to recede. Director of the Hydrology Division at the department, P. Hettiarachchi, said that the reading at the Nagalagam Vidya water gauge was below the flood level at 3.6 feet. The Department of Irrigation added that the water levels of the Kalandia River is likely to fluctuate in the next few hours. However, P. Hettiarachchi said that it will take a number of days before the water levels in low-lying areas completely drain off. Meanwhile, a Bell 212 helicopter of the Sri Lanka Air Force was deployed today as well to monitor flooded areas. Air Force media spokesperson Group Captain Chandima Alvis said that they observed the floodwaters in a number of areas and roads had receded to a great extent. He said that Air Force aircraft were ready and available to be deployed at a moment's notice to aid in emergency situations. Individuals who return to their homes are now faced with the challenge of sending their children to school as their books, including school textbooks, being destroyed by the floods. Now, the Sir John Keel's Vesak Zone, organised by the Capital Maharaja organisation together with John Keel's Holdings, will be open for the third and final day for the public this evening as well.
Devotees in their numbers arrived at the premises of the head office of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited in Colombo 2 until past midnight to pay homage to the sacred Sauvagni relics and the relics of the Arahants. We would like to thank Sirasa for this endeavour because this is a great initiative. We came from Kandy and this is a great opportunity and this is a great work undertaken by Sirasa. May the blessings be with them.
This is an invaluable opportunity for us as Buddhists. We are thankful to Sirasa.
Meanwhile, the blood donation campaign, which was organised, commenced this morning. The Sirasa John Keel's Vesak Zone is being held at the MTV MBC headquarters at Bayboop Street, Colombo 2. The public who arrived in thousands paid homage to the sacred hair and bone relics of the Arahants Sariputta and Moggallana at the Vesak Zone. LED technology has been used in the Vesak Pandal this year to bring to life the story of the Takka Jatakaya. The performance of songs of devotion or Batigi is another popular attraction at the Vesak Zone. The Pandal exhibition by the Sri Lankan Navy, which joined in the Sirasa John Keel's Vesak zone for the first time this year, is another major attraction. The cultural parade organised by the Sri Lankan Navy has also drawn many people to the Vesak zone. The colourful Pandal at the Sirasa Vesak zone is the main highlight of the Vesak zone, retaining the attention of many. In order to refresh those who arrive at the Vesak zone, a number of refreshment stalls have been set up, while a special rice dansal will be in effect during the evening. Meanwhile, the final phase of the Sirasa FM Dhamma School program, which gives an opportunity for students from Dhamma schools to showcase their talent, will be held today.
Now, the Disaster Management Centre said that the death toll in the floods and landslides has risen to 92. It has also been reported that the 37th milepost along the Colombo-Hatton main road has begun to sink in. According to our correspondent, although motorists of the heavy vehicles have been notified to not use this road, many still seem to be using the said road. The aforementioned road has been sinking in since the 17th of this month. A section of a road along the Puttala Mana main road in Oyamadua has given away. Our correspondent said that the road has been inundated since yesterday as a result of this. Meanwhile, with the floodwaters receding, Navy teams deployed in Colombo and its suburbs have now been removed. Navy media spokesperson Captain Akram Alois said that 105 Navy relief teams and boats had been deployed in the flood-affected areas. Captain Akram Alois said that with the floodwaters receding, all teams except for 3 had been removed. The Navy said that over 23,000 people trapped in the floodwaters had been rescued by boat over the past week by the Navy. The Navy stated that measures have been taken to provide food to over 115,000 affected people. Parliamentarian Mayantha Dissanayake engaged in a tour to look into the well-being of those affected by the Aranayaka landslide.
Mayantha Dissanayake visited the Udunuwara, Aluduwaka, Yatinuwara and Verulugolla areas to inquire into the well-being of those displaced by the landslide. Subsequently, the parliamentarian arrived at the Kalan Elia Viharaya, where a number of evacuees of the Aranayaka landslide have taken shelter in. The people and officials request for finances, and that water would be provided through Bowsers. We therefore hope to resolve this matter by communicating this to the President, Prime Minister and the Ministers of Disaster Management. It is our intention to take measures to provide relief for these people expeditiously, as it is the responsibility of the government, and we will not evade that responsibility. The parliamentarians thereafter commended the intervention of the media. We as politicians would like to extend our special thanks to the Sirasa Media Network for their humanitarian work. We are truly grateful for the valuable information that is provided for the government and the people and the task undertaken by Sirasa Samayaka. It has been almost a week since the disaster, and there are some who have not even had a bath since then. There is a problem with receiving water as the irrigation pipelines have been destroyed. I would like to say that it is apt if measures could be taken to provide water for these people through Bowsers. The problem we are faced with now is the houses and the sanitation facilities, amount of dry rations and food. Several medical teams are now involved to look into various diseases that could spread at this point of time and focus more attention on this. This centre here will not receive any goods. However, the Kegol Municipal Council and the Aranayaka Divisional Secretariat is where the goods are collected. We would like to request people to not bring foods to this centre. We would like to request people to refrain from coming to this area for sightseeing and to cooperate with us in this endeavour.
And that's a wrap of lunchtime news for the day. Join us again at 1:55 for more of the very latest. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Gasnia Thada. Have a very good afternoon.